welcome to Senior Moments. I'm Dolly Simonovich. Aging in place is a concept embraced by a number of agencies in San Mateo County. The organizations on today's program have one primary goal, and that's to keep you in your home, if that's your goal. Maintaining a home is expensive, and this is especially true if, in addition to regular wear and tear, the homeowner needs modifications made. To remain safe and secure in your home, maybe you just need some plumbing repairs, or maybe just a handrail for your bath. Perhaps you live alone and your adult child would prefer having someone around you at all times. There are agencies here in San Mateo County willing and able to help you, most at no cost or with a small application fee. The first we met with is HIP Housing. They have 4 offices throughout the county. The main office is in downtown San Mateo.
So HIP Housing is a nonprofit organization in San Mateo, and we cover all of San Mateo County. We've been in the community now since 1972, and we have 3 affordable housing programs, and we also own and manage properties here in San Mateo County. So our 3 programs are our home sharing program. We do reverse mortgage counseling for senior homeowners age 62 or older. And we also have 2 programs for families with children where the parent is in school and doing job training, and we help to support their housing for a year to 3 years. And then on our property management side, the agency owns and manages over 200 units of subsidized and below market housing here in San Mateo County. We have a very personal service here at HIP Housing through our home sharing program. We interview clients whether they're providing housing or seeking housing. We have a very thorough application and interview where we do background checks and we ascertain whether the candidate is appropriate, to live with another person. Our clientele is primarily, people who really have a need to reduce their housing costs. So we interview people who are providing housing, and it could be a senior, it could be someone with a high mortgage or high rent. And then we interview people who are seeking housing, and again, that could be a working person, it could be someone on a fixed income or a single parent. We work with a lot of seniors and their adult children who are concerned about them and want to have somebody move in with them. In fact, we've had a San Bruno home provider with that exact situation where her adult children, really lived close by, but mom needed somebody to move in, especially to be home at night. And they've had somebody live with them now for about 2 years. And she does an exchange where she moves in and just is home at night and provides some companionship so that mom isn't by herself. For our matches that involve our seniors, we call them at least every 3 months to check in with them to see how things are going, get their feedback on how things are working, and if there's anything that we can do to help support, the living together arrangement. And for all of our other clients, we call them at least once or twice a year to check in with them. And they know that when they start living together that they can always call our organization for any kind of support or feedback on what's going on with their living arrangement. We have 2 kinds of matches. We have what's called a rent exchange, where a home seeker moves in with a home provider and they pay rent. And then we have an arrangement called a service exchange, which usually involves a senior homeowner, or it can also involve some childcare exchange, where a home seeker will move in and they'll exchange really basic kinds of things like help with cooking or cleaning or companionship or driving to appointments or things like that, or some childcare exchange. And then the home provider either doesn't charge rent or they reduce the rent for that, for the hours that they do the exchange. And we always put everything in writing, whether it's a rent exchange or a service exchange, so that we know exactly what the agreement is and we have everything written out. The home providers have to all live in San Mateo County, but we do interview people from other parts of the state or other parts of the Bay Area or even from out of state that want to move into the county. So we talk with a lot of families about, our programs, especially those that haven't ever done home sharing before and might be a little reluctant. We really encourage them to use a program like ours because we have the experience of matching people up, doing the referral process, the application process and the screening, and providing the family with some tools on how they can interview people and make a good match and an appropriate decision for a housemate. So it takes a little bit of the burden off the adult children, knowing that mom or dad are safe at home with having a housemate.
The next two organizations overlap somewhat in what they do. Both assist low-income people in maintaining their homes. And you might be surprised at what defines low income here in San Mateo County.
Center for Independence of the Disabled 30 years ago was originated by persons with disabilities who didn't want the medical persons to tell them what they could and couldn't do.
Housing accessibility modification comes under our housing services. It helps people to stay in their homes safe, prevents falls, and most of the people that seek services to hand are seniors.
Well, Mom was getting a little bit wobbly when she walked, and she started walking with a cane and then also with a walker. And I was concerned about any time that I wasn't here in the house with her, that perhaps she could have a fall, even though the front door only has 2 steps and the backyard only has really 1 or 2 steps, 2 steps at the most. And I was just concerned sometime I wasn't here that she might fall. Actually, I didn't think she would qualify because she owns her home. But we found out that it's not really, you're not disqualified if you own your home. The idea is for you to stay in your home. And we were very impressed about the fact of it's really based on your income.
For the HAM program, we get money through community block grants, which is through HUD, and they set income guides for areas like San Mateo County. In San Mateo County, low income is considered around $63,000 for one person. So you can see that most people qualify. No one here earns that much money.
It's generally a child or a cousin or a neighbor or somebody that gets the ball rolling, gets the phone call made, and then we start from there and go in and get the work done.
When my son applied, this lady came over and she measured and did all the planning, what's supposed to be done. And then they got the professional to come over and do it for free.
Very often people say, oh, I don't need a walker, but as they walk through their home, they're going from the chair to the coffee table to the wall to the, and I say to them, if you're using your hands for support in this way, you need a walker. And you're much safer using a walker than handling your furniture the way that you are, because your hands can slip. Or if you start to fall, you slip on the furniture.
I'm very comfortable in my home. I can do what I want and be able to go in the backyard. They put the railing, and over here for the garbage, they put another handle there. This is very comfortable, very good. That I grab onto that if I go throw the garbage out.
Everybody that I see wants to age in place. They want to stay in their homes. In some cases, their homes are not that accessible, which is not a good thing, but in some cases, by doing relatively minor home modifications, that allows them to stay in their home, to be safe, and to age in place.
Yeah, it was more of a proactive thing. She hadn't fallen, but the idea was to prevent her from falling in the house or at the front door or at the back door or in her shower, which we were very concerned with. The shower is just a sliding door, so there's nothing to put your foot over. It's only about 1 inch, so that's no big deal. And we got a shower chair for her, and she has a shower nozzle to spray herself so she doesn't have to stand. But we were concerned about getting in and out of the shower, and so we were hoping we could get grab bars in the shower, which she did 2, one horizontal and one vertical. It's very important because she can use her right hand to help herself in, her left hand to stabilize herself, sit down in the chair, and then hold the hose and take a shower in a safe manner. From the very beginning when we phoned, everybody was very professional, very concerned, and we feel very secure about the people that came into Mom's home I would tell other people that would be the least thing to worry about, and the most important thing to worry about is to get those grab bars and railings so they could stay in their home and be safe.
I was afraid, you know, before they put the handlebars. I was kind of afraid that I might fall. But since they put them there, I use them.
Besides the HAM program, CID offers various other services. There's peer counseling, advocacy. They'll even recruit and do background checks for personal attendance. And the cost to you is a one-time application fee of $10. That's it. Now during the break, get out a pen and paper, because at the end of the program, we'll have contact information for these various organizations. Stay tuned.
The homeowner just basically fills out the application to get the work done, and then we come out and we provide everything.
Oh, 先生你好，歡迎光臨，等等先。唔該晒。
Brandon.
San Bruno City Park is the perfect place to celebrate special occasions with your family and friends. Whether you have a group of 40 or 200, City Park has a place for you and your party. Picnic sites have outdoor grills, picnic tables, easy access to restrooms, play areas, and places to relax and savor the moment. San Bruno City Park is conveniently located at Crystal Springs and Oak Avenue. To reserve a picnic site, please apply in person at the Recreation Center in City Park. For more information, visit our website or call us at 616-7180.
Many uninsured Americans are receiving free eye exams that may save their sight. Eye Care America's Glaucoma Eye Care program offers eye exams for those at risk for glaucoma. The program is for U.S. citizens or legal residents who have not had an eye exam in a year or more and are determined to be at risk. Those eligible receive a free eye exam. To learn more, call 1-800-391-EYES or visit www.eyecareamerica.org.
If you don't clean up your room, the Board of Health is gonna condemn it. You make that face again, it's gonna freeze that way. If you don't get your blood pressure checked, you could have high blood pressure and not know it and die from a stroke.
I thought you were going to the library to renew this DVD.
Don't need to. I can do it online.
But I thought you said it was overdue. Don't we have to pay a fee?
I can do that online too. I can reserve items and download ebooks and audiobooks. The kids can even get live homework help from tutor.com.
Well, how much does it cost?
Nothing. It's all free.
Sharing special moments is just one click away. Taking care of family has never been simpler. Reaching for a brighter future is all about possibilities. With high-speed internet, you're connected to amazing opportunities. Make your life easier. Get connected today. For more information, visit www.getconnectedtoday.com.
Got a sports lover in the house? Check out all the different sports programming available on San Bruno Cable. ESPN, Comcast Sportsnet, golf and tennis channels, college sports, professional soccer, football, hockey, and more. And if you have a high-definition television, upgrade to HD for the most crystal clear, sharp images available on TV today. And thank you for choosing San Bruno Municipal Cable Television for your cable TV, internet, and digital phone services.
Nice.
Hey guys. Ooh, I've been looking for that. Has legal seen this?
Yeah. Sure, what happened to your,
Oh, yeah, I know. If it gets any worse, I'll have it checked out.
Worse? How could it get worse?
Yeah, maybe we should call somebody?
I'm fine.
You wouldn't ignore this.
So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
Come on.
Come on, man, that's not cool. Keep that up.
Good job, buddy. Peer pressure works. Put the trash in the can.
Welcome back to Senior Moments. The North Peninsula Neighborhood Services helps people in a variety of ways. They offer emergency food and shelter. They help in paying rent and utilities. And they even have a translation service. But we're more interested in talking about their free home repair and handyman services.
Hello, my name is Doran Martin, and I'm the Development Director here at North Peninsula Neighborhood Center. So you must be a homeowner, and your income level is lower than $63,000 a year based on this year of a HUD requirement, low income requirement. 74% of our clients are seniors, and of those about 40% are disabled, so a lot of them are not able to repair their homes, and most of them are not able to can afford to repair their homes.
We've been working with everybody, retired people to couples that both have jobs at work that are just not making it and can't keep up the house. The homeowner just basically fills out the application to get the work done. And then we come out and we provide everything. We purchase all the materials, everything that needs to be done is paid for through the city or county. And we're funded to supply everything. We do everything that's in the home that could be repaired. Water heaters, plumbing, electrical, carpentry. We replace fixtures, repair doors, anything that's basically needs repair. Once they apply for the program, it usually takes 2 to 3 weeks for the environmental review to go through and for us to get the okay to do the work. At that point, we will call the client and get a schedule and to do the repairs. We involve the client in the decision of what we're going to replace, usually. So that way they're comfortable and they'll be happy with what we do. I recommend it to people to go through the free program. We've been doing it for 20 years and we know what we're doing. And when you call somebody through the phone book or Joe Handyman, you never know who's going to come and what type of work you're going to get. We're skilled tradesmen, contractors, and we know what we're doing. And after doing it for so long, it just comes easy.
North Peninsula Neighborhood Services are free for those who qualify. Now there are some jobs they just won't do, like painting or replacing a leaky roof. For those of you who don't qualify for the free services and still need home repairs, their handyman program offers these services at affordable prices to the general public. Some jobs are more costly, reaching into the tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you have a major remodeling job, like upgrading your kitchen or replacing a leaky roof, we suggest you contact Rebuilding Together.
About 10 years ago, I thought I should do more than just write checks to nonprofits. I wanted to actually do something. And my company is a real estate development company, and so what Rebuilding does, which is remodeling and refurbishing homes, is more or less what we do on a larger scale for commercial buildings. We were known as Christmas in April. In fact, most people probably still know us as Christmas in April. So our biggest day, we do 70 to 75 projects on the last Saturday in April. So that is the big focus, and that day we have 4,000 to 5,000 volunteers, and we have projects going from South City down to East Palo Alto. Yeah, that's what's so great about Rebuilding Together is that they have just a half a dozen full-time employees, but not only is the money donated, the labor is donated as well. Plus we have a lot of materials that are donated or sold to us at cost, so we get an enormous leverage effect. So you get the equivalent of tens and tens of thousands of dollars worth of work done for almost nothing. We're remodeling, if you will, this classroom right here on the left for Parka, and we're doing everything from new flooring to new wainscoting. We're putting up Marlite. We put in a new ceiling this morning. We're redoing the bathrooms. This is fairly substantial work. We have half a dozen skilled carpenters here. Getting skilled laborers is tricky, so if anybody watching this wants to volunteer and you happen to be a skilled carpenter, a plumber, an electrician, those are the guys that we can really use.
What does being a project sponsor entail?
Everybody can volunteer. Anybody in the county who wants to volunteer can do so. What we seek for each project is a project sponsor, and it's usually a local, county company. Some are extremely large. We have some great companies here in the county. Oracle has been a big sponsor, for example, and smaller companies like mine who will sponsor the event, and the sponsor puts up the necessary money to buy all the building supplies and usually the crews. But we often have groups that don't have the financial wherewithal, so they're like an orphan crew, and then we have other sponsors who don't have the crews. So if someone wants to volunteer money to help sponsor a crew, they can do that. If somebody wants to volunteer their time, we can find a crew for them to work with and a job for them to work on. Anybody can volunteer, and you know what, and you just feel great about it at the end of the day. It's really a wonderful thing to do.
You get welcomed, I'm sure, wherever you go. All the neighborhoods are always happy to have you.
That's another good question. Yeah, they're delighted. You know what usually happens is, so here we are on a block, and usually the blocks tend to be a little bit dilapidated themselves. And so then we'll come out, and there's 30 people, and all the trucks set up, and all the equipment sets up, and then the lunch and everything. And it's like, what's going on in the neighborhood? So the neighbors will come, and that's one way that we get a lot of referrals, is the neighbors will come and say, what are you doing to this house? And we'll explain. And they say, oh my God, did they win the lottery? And we said, no, they just applied. And so we find ourselves year after year going back to the same neighborhoods and often the same streets. And gradually, that's one of the other great things about this, is we're not only improving that one house, we gradually kind of lift up the whole neighborhood, because it's often the worst house that we're working on. So when we fix up that house, that kind of inspires the other neighbors who can to fix up their own, or some of the other neighbors who can't perhaps apply. And so we have this kind of great multiplier effect on the neighborhoods in the county. The typical homeowner is a woman in her late 70s or early 80s. She's a widow. She's financially disabled, often physically disabled. They have their home, but the home is in disrepair. You know, homes have to be kept up every single year, and it might have been 20 years before this poor woman could have done anything. So they're often in falling down shape, and we'll go in and we'll spend a whole day doing everything from making it safe, like putting up grab bars in the showers and the toilets, to fixing dry rot, to painting the place, to doing the weeding, and it's a total transformation. And the gratitude you get, we joke about it. We should be paying these homeowners, because you just get such a wonderful kind of emotional payback from helping out. It's just terrific.
When we spoke with the people at Rebuilding Together, they said they're always looking for people who need their services. Actually, 27% of the people who filled out applications have gotten their homes fixed. That comes out to about 900 homes in the last 20 years. There are 3 other programs we want you to know about. The Community Action Agency of San Mateo County is the local contractor for the Weatherization Assistance Program of the U.S. Department of Energy. CAA provides energy-efficient appliances and other energy-saving products to low-income households to permanently reduce their energy bills by making their homes more energy efficient. Through San Bruno's redevelopment agency, there are funds set aside for residential rehabilitation. The program provides low-interest loans and grants for housing repairs, including emergency repair grants, emergency repair loans, and single-family rehabilitation loans. Eligible projects range from small-scale repairs and correction of city code violations to major rehabilitation projects. The program requirements are available at the Community Development Desk at City Hall, and you can also find them online. The county has similar programs to that of the City of San Bruno, but funding is limited, so check with the city and county to see what's available at this time. Maintaining your home is good for you and it's good for the community. The services provided by these organizations help keep up your property values and enable you to stay in your home and age in place. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Dolly Simonovich. See you next time on Senior Moments.